When I first read the syllabus for this class, I read that we're supposed to post a media comment every week that states the most important thing I learned this week. Now, at first I thought, how clever. The instructor decided to include Dr. Seuss's Oh, the Thinks That You Can Think in our weekly classes. However, I realized after reading through the rest of the materials for the class that this was simply a typo and it's supposed to be the most important thing I learned this week. Nonetheless, I'm going to stay with my first impression and give you the most important thing of the week for me. I learned many wonderful things this week. Some of them seem to be common sense and some of them required more thought. From Kevin Kruse's The Benefits and Drawbacks of E-Learning document, I learned that e-learning hit all three learning styles. That would be the auditory, the visual, and the kinesthetic. I really hadn't thought of e-learning that way. I've always thought of it as rather a flat medium with mostly visual with a little bit of auditory thrown in. And having read some of the materials this week, I have learned that it actually involves a kinesthetic a medium in that you can include games and online quizzes, etc. And then also with the advanced audio capabilities that are available now, it is actually a full spectrum. E-learning is a full spectrum medium, and so that was very interesting to me. I also was reading that increased information retention and decreased learning times, and in both William Horton's book, the Leading E-Learning book, and also in Kevin Kruse's document that I mentioned earlier. I believe I'm going to have to do some more research on both of those. I know that this was put out by the ASTD, and so I'd like to find some information from e-learning detractors and find out what they think about those two subjects. Not that I doubt the ASTD information, but and they do list quite a few companies that have shown increased learning retention and decreased learning times, and so that was very important to me. But I do want to do a little bit more research, and it's just the devil's advocate in me. I want to see what else there is out there. And of course, then I also greatly enjoy the performance-based learning webinar, getting to hear from different leaders in different industries with very large companies who have incorporated the performance-based learning as well as the performance-based support materials was just incredible for me. This is right in line with my training philosophy, always has been, and so it was so exciting to be able to have this information given to me the first week of our classes of this master degree. It was just very exciting. It tells me that I'm in the right program for me. And now, drum roll please, for the moment you've all been waiting for. The most important thing that I learned this week was actually a very small mention in both Mr. Horton's book and the e-learning methodologies document that we were given to read. And that is that we need to learn how to accommodate our learners with disabilities, whether it be visual or auditory, whether they have some motion handicaps, or perhaps they're very shy and they're reluctant to speak up in class, and then also those with language barriers. And I must say that I have had at least one of each of those type of learning disabilities in my training classes at the Housing Authority, the County Housing Authority where I worked. And I met with people just from the general population who wanted to build a house with our program. At any rate, the point being that I had all of these learning disabilities at one point or another in my class, and of course I tried to accommodate them as best I could in the traditional classroom setting. However, after reading these materials, I feel very convicted that I could have done more, and I hope that in the future I do more. There are definitely some advantages to putting some of these materials online for these particular types of learners, and in the e-learning environment, there would be a huge improvement over what I offered them. So like I said, I felt very convicted because this is something that I fell very short on in the past, and I hope to keep it top of mind in the future so that I can meet my clientele's needs better than I have in the past. And that's my think for the week. And this is Diana signing off. Thank you.